Well, it didn't quite get that bad, but Saturday Night Live mocked the fireworks between former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders at their debate on Thursday. Some even called it the brawl in Brooklyn. So, will jokes or policy or even a visit to the Pope help Sanders overcome his 16-point deficit in the New York primary polls? Kevin Sheridan served as one of former vice presidential nominee Paul Ryan's top advisors. On the left, we have radio talk show host, Democratic strategist Garland Nixon. First, Garland, to you. Any reason to think New York is going to end up something different than what we're seeing in these polls that show a landslide for Hillary Clinton?
I think there is. I mean, if we look at Michigan and we look at some of the numbers where Bernie had some of the blowouts, he has consistently outperformed the polls. So I think that the Clinton people are scared. I mean, his numbers, he's outperformed the polls by double digits very frequently.
One of the reasons may be that is sort of the likability factor that Bernie Sanders had. Wall Street Journal had a very interesting graph showing the difference in the spread of likable versus not likable when it comes down to the Democrat candidates. Public image, that's the Republican one. The Democratic one shows Bernie Sanders up by 9. His likability, unlikability +9. There's the Democrats. Hillary Clinton -24. How difficult, Kevin, does this become to overcome these kinds of numbers, especially in a place like New York where you can have these overwhelming turnouts all of a sudden if somebody gets excited about something like a Bernie Sanders candidate?
Well, I think she'll win New York, but you know, there's a chance, like Garland said, that he could absolutely outproduce his current polling. Her unfavorability numbers are not reversible. I mean, at this point, people know who she is, and they've made their decision that she is not somebody that they can trust, that they have issues with her, everything from her Wall Street money to her homebrew server to her mishandling of classified information. I think, you know, the verdict is in on her, and, you know, it's just whether or not they think that she's the only electable choice for them.
Well, Garland, to that point, interesting polls show that Sanders beats all of the Republican possibilities, Trump, Kasich, and Cruz as well. But Garland, to that point, does Sanders have to win in New York to really come out of there with a win, or does he simply get close to Hillary and he exceeds expectations far enough that that changes the narrative?
I think if he wants to actually win and pledge delegates, yes, he has to win New York. I think he's already won philosophically. I think he's also, as far as what direction the party is going to go, I think it's obvious that he has the momentum. But if he wants to actually get the numbers, he has to have some massive upset, a massive upset, particularly in New York.
Winning would certainly be a massive upset. All right, Republican side now, New York primary, 95 delegates at stake. Trump is up 54. The nearest candidate is 22, John Kasich. Ted Cruz at the bottom with 15. Kevin, to you, if Trump walks away with more than 50% of the New York vote, does that put this away in terms of the media narrative, or do we still have the conversation of a contested convention?
I don't think the trajectory of the campaign has changed since Wisconsin. I think he's going to go through a very good couple of weeks here. He's going to win New York probably by a big margin, but we don't know that if he gets the 95 or not. He'll get the majority of them. He'll get, you know, maybe 80, 85, something. Look, he's going to have a good couple of weeks. It's whether or not he gets to California. That's 53 separate congressional district races, and he's going to have to clean up there. Otherwise, we're going to a contested convention, and I think the smart money right now is that it's an open convention, and it will be resolved on multiple ballots.
And I'll put the likability question to you, Garland. Does that start to matter a little bit more? That same Wall Street Journal poll showed Trump underwater, -43 points in likability. John Kasich +12. If you get to a contested convention, do those likability numbers start to matter more?
Well, you know, I think it only matters after the convention, depending upon who you choose. Because during the convention, I think there'll be a certain level of pragmatism within the groups that are making decisions. But afterwards, when you want to kind of bring the party back and coalesce, I think those numbers are important.
Somebody like a John Kasich with +12 helps. All right, Garland, Kevin, appreciate it, gentlemen. Thanks so much. Have a good Sunday.